There are almost an infinite number of servers in Minecraft, which makes it nearly impossible to know which ones are worth playing. That's why today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 Minecraft prison servers of 2024. Let's get right into it. The first one I'm going to talk about is Fade Cloud. Now, I've played this one a fair bit across dungeons and gens. Now, I'm a little disappointed their prisons mode was not quite to my standard. That's why it is on the lowest point on this list. Now, I will say some nice things about it. It did have a really unique style that made it so you had to merge pickaxes and, well, have the chance of getting better pickaxes to actually get more blocks, which is a huge part of how you progress across the server. The only downside is money, as well as your blocks and everything, seemed to be extremely slow progression. It felt like I was getting almost nowhere, whereas some of the other servers on this list, I had some pretty smooth progression. On top of that, it does have some other unique features and rewards you can get, and a way where you can AFK grind if you don't want to sit here and mine the whole time. On top of that, it has some cool custom textures and cosmetics, but for some reason they weren't working for me. I'm assuming it has something to do with my version of Minecraft. They also have something called the Cave World, which I did check out a little bit, but I really couldn't do anything and didn't have the patience to sit there and wait for, what, like 1,000 hits on a block? Now that's why this one comes at number 5, but this next one, I think you're gonna like a lot more. This one is Purple Prisons. I've heard about this one before many times, but I've never actually seen anything on it. Now, the number one thing that I noticed is that you actually have this really cool pickaxe ability. The way it works is you mine up, you charge a bar at the top, and right-click, and it obliterates a bunch of blocks in your path, which is super awesome. The only downside is you do have a backpack and an inventory, which fills up pretty quickly, so you have to consistently run/sell, but that's not the worst. The progression did feel a little slow, but it was very rewarding. I actually got some pretty decent things that were a lot of fun to play with when I was on there, including some, basically grenades. There isn't a lot I can say about this one. It's actually pretty standard, pretty simple, but it was also a lot of fun. Now, this next one, I think, though, is gonna beat this one out. ComplexGaming. Now, this one started off a little rough. It does have the OG slow mining, which, if you know me, I'm not a big fan of that. I prefer the more OP fast mining style. There is a plus side, though. You can get some insane free rewards on this server, including a pickaxe that comes preloaded with a bunch of insane enchants. You can see later on when I get it that it just changes everything up. We go from slow mining to just obliterating blocks. Now, that's a plus side, but also a downside. The only reason I really started to get into this server was because of that pickaxe, which is a very low chance to get. On top of that, though, it does have some really cool voting rewards as well as cosmetics. I also do like the fact that it does have MC MMO. I haven't messed a lot with it in the past, but it is a very fun addition to Minecraft prisons. That is not even the best one on this list. Coming in at number 2, we have Vortex, and this one is really freaking cool. This is a space-themed prison server. Now, there are some downsides to the server, which we're going to start off right out the gate, because that was the first thing I noticed. Your inventory fills very quickly. And you have to go over to these iron golems to sell, which is a little annoying unless you have a rank. The good thing is, you do get fly absolutely for free, which speeds that up tremendously. On top of that, some of the rewards you get from opening things are absolutely insane. You can see in this video that I got some absolutely beautiful things. All I did was vote. It was completely for free, and I ended up getting a freaking loot box, which gave me some absolutely crazy things. And that always is something I love about servers, when there is a decent chance of getting stuff for free. Of course, they gotta monetize themselves, I get it, but I like when there's just that little bit of hope. It also had some really cool looking enchants. As well, there's a free rank you can get, the star rank, which gives you actually some decent things like a 10% multiplier, access to a row of a PV, which is not a lot, but it's still better than nothing. Now, this one's pretty good, but my all-time favorite server is gonna beat this one by a long shot. This is Akuma MC. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know I absolutely love Akuma MC prisons. They always have such unique enchants, which constantly mix up per season, which I love. no season, for the most part, feels the same, or usually every couple seasons, they'll do a big flip, and then it'll feel completely different. Now, in terms of AFK money, they do have robots, which you can use to also make money, and you can upgrade them. Super awesome. It's a huge way of making, tokens for it. The really cool thing about this is you get your own personal mine that upgrades as you rank up. I think it's like it's either every 22 or every 30, I believe, ranks, your mine gets bigger, and you get a pouch which gives you some really cool rewards. And speaking of rewards, the things that they give on Akuma for key-alls and just loot in general is next level. You can get all the way up to the previous highest rank, Akuma Plus, for free. Obviously, it's a gamble, but the odds are still there. Now, this one was a little different because obviously I'm currently playing a series on it. You can probably tell from the gameplay. I'm mostly just showing a lot of features in the background, such as the mortar, the mortar, which fires off randomly in your mine, blowing it up, ranking you up, giving you some boosts, and all sorts of other things. A player miner, which you can activate to help you mine. Different from the robots, but he's still pretty decent. You can see in it that Shadow Clone activates, which is a pickaxe skin, which is super awesome. And of course, all the ways that you can boost yourself. The ornaments, the pickaxe skins, the pickaxe attachments, runes, booster armor, pets, so much more. There's so much content in this. And somehow, they do it in a very easy to understand way, which is truly amazing. Some of these other servers on the list got a little confusing and it was a little hard to figure things out, but all of them are phenomenal. All the information for them is down in the description. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one.